If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also, go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new album in the description. June is coming up, and in this video, I wanted to give all of you an overview over all the albums that are dropping in June, in terms of hip-hop, obviously. But also, of course, we're going to, touch a little bit into artists that are dabbling into hip-hop or R&B and that type of stuff. But let's jump straight into this. Let's see what days in June that artists can drop. We're going to focus on the Fridays, of course, but there are a couple of releases that aren't dropping on a Friday, and then kind of go through what we know about the album so far. So let's jump straight into this. So let's start off on June 3rd, which is the first Friday in June. And that day, we have actually 3 releases that I want to go over. Of course, on all of these dates, there are a couple of smaller releases as well that, you're probably into if you're into the specific artist, but I'm trying to cover the main artists in that video. We can talk about the specific individual niche ones when it's about to happen. And I'm going to make a lot of more videos going in depth on all of these, obviously, but I want to start on June 3rd with Post Malone, 12 Karat Toothache, probably the biggest album that's going to drop on that day. So Post Malone about to drop this new record. I talked about this quite a lot in the past already. We got 2 singles so far. We have Cooped Up with Roddy Ricch that I enjoyed quite a bit. We have one right now with The Weeknd that was pretty basic song, but all right. And we had a snippet of Love Hate Letter to Alcohol and SNL, which was amazing. So I'm really hyped for this record. I dropped a video going over all the stuff we know about this only the other day, so make sure you go check that out. Next up on June 3rd, to kind of move through this a little more quickly because we have some stuff to cover, I wanted to mention that Lil Tracy is dropping a new tape called Saturn Child. That if any of y'all are interested in him, he came up with Peep in the late 2010s, I want to say, or mid 2010s, I should rather say. If any of y'all are interested in that, make sure you go check that out on June 3rd. I'm not really into it anymore, but I wanted to throw that out there just that it's dropping for any of you that didn't know and are interested. Another album dropping on June 3rd is also 070 Shake, and she's dropping You Can't Kill Me. Now, she rose to fame with her work on Kanye's 2018 album, Yay. You might have heard from her back then. And she's also dropped, records since then that I've listened to and was really impressed by what she's doing. So I'm definitely looking forward to, what she got coming out that day as well. She hasn't quite been able to break through on like a commercial level in her solo career, but maybe this record can do it for her, even though I like the lane she's in and I think she should stay true to this. Then 2 days later, which is actually kind of weird because it's a Sunday, but this is what we have so far, is Asian Doll, who's dropping Let's Do a Drill, which is going to be this little mixtape that she's doing. She dropped the single. It's called None of That Shit. I don't know if you heard this. It actually went pretty all right. It did pretty well commercially. And I thought, it's going to be interesting to see what this is going to sound like. Never really listened to her myself like that, but of course, through the King Von connection and association, she's always been there and been present. So for any Asian Doll fans out there, June 5th, the Sunday, this tape is dropping. We gotta skip a Friday with June 10th because so far nothing is confirmed to drop there. Rather, nothing big is confirmed to drop there. Of course, if you add anything you want in the comments, add all the people that you know about are dropping in June that you wanted to add, but I'm just going over the big ones. On June 17th, we have Kevin Gates with his new album, Kaza. Now, correct me if I'm wrong if I just pronounced that wrong. I recently saw him do an interview and he pronounced it differently than I had originally thought it sounded, so maybe I'm completely wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm really excited about this. Kevin Gates been dropping a couple of singles over the past couple of months. We recently got a single last Friday, Bad For Me, which was actually pretty good. He's also kind of blowing up on these like TikToks for being like, talking about conscious stuff and, the process he's going through evolving as a person. So I really like that. So Kevin Gates dropping this new record on June 17th. Then we have Joey Badass on the 17th as well. The 17th is really loaded. Watch out for this. Joey Badass dropping 2000 on June 17th. We got 2 singles so far. We got The Revenge and Head High, both amazing tracks, and we got a trailer for this that I went over in last week or 2 weeks ago. So make sure you watching out for this album as well, as that is going to be very big. I'm also going to be making way more videos on it as we get closer to the release, but this is very exciting. Then we also got Logic on the same day with the Vinyl Days. Of course, the album I talk about quite a bit as well. Just dropped another video on it 2 to 3 days ago. Make sure you check out all the information on this. We got a couple of singles for this already. We got a trailer for this. We got a cover art. We got, different people he's working with. So this one, I'm going into a lot on the channel. So make sure you check out all the videos. I got a whole playlist for it. And then we have another big album on the 24th, which is Chris Brown and his album Breezy that he announced only a couple of days ago. This is going to drop on the 24th. I don't know who cares about Chris Brown anymore, but it's probably going to do pretty big. Now, he's also going on tour with Lil Baby this summer, so that is probably going to add to the commercial side of this one. Also, big shout out to Baby for going on tour with Chris Brown. That's crazy. So that's pretty likely also going to be when Baby's dropping in July, and also using that tour to promote his album. So I'm guessing this is going to go hand in hand with that. But Chris Brown is dropping on the 24th. And I also wanted to mention on the 24th as well, I'm not sure how many people are interested in that, but Lupe Fiasco is also dropping a new record called Drill Music in Zion, and he's been, just consistent with a couple of singles. It's not as high budget anymore as he used to be, but I really like the lane that Lupe is in right now, with focusing really much on the craft of his lyricism. I think that's, something that we need in hip-hop right now, and I think he's doing a great job with that. So this is kind of the overview of what's happening in June. As we get closer to all of the releases, obviously I'm going to make more videos in depth about the individual albums that are about to drop that week. I'm also going to talk about what news we get on all of them, so make sure you're subscribed if you always want to stay up to date on all of these records. As I also said, all of the artists and all of the albums that I didn't mention, make sure to pop them in the comments down below. Get all the other fans that are interested in them also caught up on what's happening, because obviously I skipped over a lot of more niche artists that maybe not the big majority is interested in, but I also want to give those artists a platform on this channel. So make sure you go drop them in the comments down below. But other than that, this is what's happening in June. I'm pretty excited for June. July is also going to be great with Lil Baby, for example, as I already said. But yeah, let me know what you think about this. What album are you excited for the most? What album are you excited for the least? What album have you kind of gotten into the rollout for it? Which albums do you want me to drop, more in-depth and in-detail videos on as we get closer to those release dates? All of this, please let me know in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.